everyone, welcome back to my astrology channel. This is Aparna, your astrologer. Now today's content is focused on the transit of Mars in the sign of Gemini. Now this transit is going to last for a good 7 months. That's a very long transit, and it includes the direct, retrograde, and direct phase of Mars in Gemini. Now, before I begin this reading, I just want to thank everyone for liking, commenting, subscribing to my videos and channel. Thank you very much. Your contribution is very much appreciated. And the other thing I just wanted to emphasize is these readings are general reading. It's not specific to anyone. So it may resonate or it may not resonate with you. It all depends where your natal planets are in the chart and if these transits are making an aspect to your natal planet. So these readings are very generalized reading. It may not work for you. So if you want to get a better understanding of what's going on in your life, you need to get a personal reading done, a personal current transit reading or natal chart reading, whatever you want to do. It's very important that you go to your favorite astrologer and get a personal reading done of your natal chart, how these transit affects you personally. It's you will only know that when you get a personal reading. Just these general reading is not going to give you much information regarding how it's affecting you on a personal level. Now these general readings are great to get an overall view of what's going on and which area of life it may affect, but to get a more personalized, you need to reach out to your favorite astrologer. Now one more thing I just wanted to emphasize is these are not predictions that I do. I don't make predictions. What I do is I make you aware of the energies, the planetary energy that is available for you to work upon. Now the main purpose of my reading is to make you aware of these energies. Now how you use it is down to you. So it's very important to look at these energy and create this awareness, which area of life it's influencing, and see if it resonates with you. Is that what's happening in your chart, in your life? That's why it's very important to look at not just from your rising sign, but also from your sun sign and moon sign, because sun and moon is equally important. Now ascendant is definitely very much important because it is the physical manifestation of our experience on this earthly plane, but solar chart and lunar chart are as important as the rising sign. So definitely do not ignore watching the analysis from your sun sign and moon sign as well. Now, thank you very much for listening. So let's move on to the reading for today. And this is focused on Mars in Gemini reading. That's going to happen for 7 good months. Now, Mars takes 2.5 years to go around the zodiac. So in one sign for 7 months is very unusual, but it does happen every 2.5 years because it goes retrograde. Now in 2022, Mars will ingress in the sign of Gemini on the 20th of August 2022, and then it will go retrograde on 30th of October 2022 at 25 degrees. So this is a very important degree. So do look at your chart from Placidus or equal sign. Just generate your transit chart and look where 25 degrees Gemini falls in your chart, which house it falls. Now that is going to be very important on 30th of October. So that's when Mars goes retrograde, and Mars will be retrograde until about 11th, 12th January 2023, and it will turn direct on the 12th of January at 8 degrees. So the 25 degrees and 8 degrees Gemini is very crucial. So you need to find out in your chart which house matter it occupies. Now it can be 2 houses as well. It doesn't have to be 1 house. Now if you're looking at whole sign, then it will be 1 house. But if you want a more deeper understanding of this transits, especially the retrograde phase, because that's going to be very crucial, it's very important to look at where your 25 degree Gemini sits and where your 8 degree Gemini sits. Now, after that, once it goes direct, it will stay in the sign of Gemini until 25th of March 2023. And after that, it shifts out of Gemini into the sign of Cancer. So the dates are 20th of August, then 30th of October, then 12th January, and 25th March. So these are the dates of Mars going direct, retrograde, and direct. And the degrees that is crucial is 25 degrees and 8 degrees Gemini. So these two are crucial degrees because the stationing direct and retrograde happens at these degrees. Now, if you have any planets or angles at mutable sign, because Gemini is a mutable sign, then you can expect the effect of this transit a little bit more significantly personally in your life. The effect of Mars in Gemini will be a little bit more amplified for you. But for all of us, Gemini sits somewhere in our chart, and that area of life will be significant, maybe less intense, more intense, depending on if it connects with any natal points. Now, coming back to Mars in Gemini energy, Mars is all about drive and passion, and Gemini is a mutable sign. Is a sign of communication, thinking. It's a sign of your community, local community, your connections, networking, your relatives, and all that. So, when Mars, which is all about direct action, desire, drive, ambition, passion, enters the sign of Gemini, what happens is it brings that drive, ambition, and this directness to the way you communicate and connect with people. So, this is very crucial time to speak up, voice your opinion, connect, be more active with connections. You are very much intellectually engaged during this time, definitely. Also, socially engaged as well, because Gemini is also about networking. Now, Mars in Gemini is all about fresh challenge as well. And also, the pace is important, how fast you're going, because Gemini is a mutable sign. It's versatile, it can get easily bored. So, Mars here thrives on the pace, the how fast you do it, how fast you connect, how fast you communicate, your thinking, all these needs to be a little bit fast paced during this time to stay interested. Otherwise, you may feel bored in the area wherever Gemini sign sits in your chart. Now, when the retrograde period starts at the end of October until 11th of January, that could be a time of a reversal in your plans, ideas, interest, whatever your ambition, goals, whatever you have. There may be a need to go back to the drawing board or reassess what you have, the actions you have taken, or whatever you want to do. There would be some kind of reversal, because retrograde Mars can be reactive. So it has this frustrating, disappointing kind of energy to it, because things can get stuck and it may not move, so it gets frustrated. Mars in Gemini in a retrograde motion has a tendency to get frustrated, upset, because whatever efforts and plans you have or whatever you're putting in is not going anywhere. So this is a good time to really, press on, to put in the hard work, and also look at the way you see things, because Gemini is about your opinion, your thinking, perception. So there may be a need to change your perspective in order to make progress and be more productive going forward. So these are the energy with retrograde Mars. Now I'm going to discuss the energy of Mars in Gemini for all the 12 zodiac signs. So we'll see how it affects each of the zodiac sign. So the foremost thing to use the Mars in Gemini energy in a productive, in a positive way, is to channel your energy constructively towards a project, towards your future plan, whatever project you're working on, whether it's a future project, existing project, or the way you want to communicate, the way you want to connect, even the local community, if you're doing any kind of negotiation, business dealings, volunteering work, whatever that might be. There's a need to lead with tactfulness, respect, calm, and you'll get better results with this kind of attitude. Otherwise, Mars and Gemini can be very sharp tongued, quick witted, so they can be verbal outbursts as well. So just watch out for that energy. Otherwise, Mars and Gemini is great time to really, put your thoughts out, speak up, voice your opinion, and make your future plans, whatever you want, in a more focused way, and really focus on a few ideas rather than many ideas, which you will have during this time. Mars in Gemini is all about many ideas. It's about adaptability. It's about versatility, flexibility. So it's very important to stay focused, determined, and focused on the best ideas that you have during this time and work on those. And that will lead to be more effective, more productive going forward. Now let's begin with each of the 12 zodiac signs. Aries, for you, the Mars in Gemini transit occurs in your third house. Now, third house is the house of communication, connection, your environment, daily environment, your local community, short travels, business dealings, and all that. So, when Mars transits third house, you will have many ideas and plans during this transit. So when Mars transits the third house, this is a time when your energy is a lot focused on ideas, plans. So you will have many ideas, many interests, many plans during this time to work upon. Now, Gemini is a mutable energy. You may feel scattered brained as well during this time because you have diversified interests, many interests during this time. You're also very versatile, very flexible. So there's a need to channel your energy well during this time in order to make an impact or influence other people during this time. Especially if you're engaging in a business dealing or you are, communicating with other people, sales pitch or a project, if you're pitching a project or a business idea, whatever that might be, there's a need to zero it down to your best idea and focus on small and measurable goals during this time in order to see progress, Aries. So that's very important, especially when it's in direct motion. You will definitely be brimming with ideas and you would want to do a lot, many things during this time. And also connecting, networking with people. You will be definitely very enthusiastic to do that. Now, Mars is our drive, our ambition. It's also our aggression. It's also our direct energy. So, in the third house, there's a need to also watch out for any kind of mishaps, accidents, because third house also rules short travel or trips or car journeys or driving or anything related to vehicle, because third house rules vehicles. So Mars in third house, there's a need to be mindful of that as well, not to drive fast and all that. So that's definitely there. Now when Mars goes retrograde on the 30th of October until 12th January, the energy will be a bit internalized during this time. So all the ideas, plans that you have had, the project that you wanted to start, or business ideas, or whatever that might be, or if you're trying to connect, communicate with other people during this time, or you're looking for solutions or answers, or you're negotiating a business deal, all that may suddenly come to a standstill, especially when it goes retrograde on the 30th of October, or even around that. You may feel the energy around that as well. So, when Mars goes retrograde in your third house, you may end up changing the plans that you had, all those things that you have been working upon. You may be reassessing that during this time, or even reversing your old plans. Maybe something new, maybe some new information has come to light, or you're thinking in a different way, or your perspective has changed. Whatever that might be, you may go back on your ideas and start from scratch again, or see things differently. So when Mars goes retrograde, your drive and ambition is internalized. Now in the direct motion, it's externalized. So you're definitely you're very enthusiastic, you want to throw ideas around, you want to engage with people. But when it goes retrograde, the energy is also low. So all the passion, drive becomes internalized. Now this is a great time to see things differently, and anything that is repressed in the past may bubble to the surface. So it's very important to be careful of any outbursts, emotional outbursts, or just verbal outbursts as well. So just be mindful of that energy as well. Now, whatever comes to the surface during this time may be actually useful in the long run, because that will help you release from past pain, past issues, any past hostility or frustration, or any feeling, the painful feeling from past regarding third house matter, which can be your ideas, plans, connecting with relatives, communication, networking, whatever that, any third house matter. Now is the time to channel your energy and focus more appropriately and be more productive. So anything that's under the surface, something that's festering, any festering energy underneath the surface is released, and you're able to move forward with fresh energy. Because you understand things better, you have released any issues, you have released any stuck energy, or you have overcome or resolved any past pain, or you have overcome that energy. So you're able to understand where you're heading, what you want to achieve going forward, and that can help you understand your future better. And so it's very important during this retrograde phase, especially, to work hard, to continue working hard, to press on, don't give up, change your perspective, don't stay stuck in one way. And if things are not working, your plans, ideas are not working, there's a need to go back to the drawing board and look at the details again and focus on small and measurable goals during this time in order to achieve something. Now when it goes direct in January, after that you'll be able to see and really implement these ideas that you have in a better way, because you understand things better. You see the whole picture better and your perspective has changed. So just be open to these energies. With this Mars energy, a lot can be achieved, but there would be a period while it's retrograde when there would be a need to internalize your energy, focus, and really zero down on few ideas, really work hard in order to achieve your future goals and ambitions, Aries. Taurus, for you, the Mars transit in the sign of Gemini occurs in your second house. Now, second house is a house of personal finance, your accumulated wealth, your earning power, also your self worth. So, when Mars enters your second house, you have more energy to make money. You're very driven during this time to use your money making power or develop your money making power. So, your focus is a lot on money matters, on financial matters, both to create wealth and also manage wealth. So during this time, do make the most of your talents, capabilities, skills, abilities, whatever you have. This is a great time to use that to enhance your money matters. You will definitely be very resourceful during this time. So it's a good idea to use these resources, both physical resources or even just your capabilities, talents, and all that to generate income. Now, Mars in Gemini is very versatile, very flexible. So it gives a lot of enthusiasm for different kind of projects, various projects. Now, in the sign of Gemini, Mars is not focused. It can feel scattered because it has got plenty of ideas, plenty of plans, many interests, and cannot zero it on one thing. So there's a need to focus your energy here where your money making capabilities or applying your knowledge, resources, capabilities to focus on one idea or two ideas. So it's very important to zero down on what you want to focus on and really work on those ideas. So whether you are starting completely new income stream or just building upon an existing one, there's a need to focus your energy most definitely. And this way you will be able to channel your energy better to make money. Second house is the house of self-worth, personal value as well. So Mars in the second house has the tendency to make it all about personal value, where money matters, possessions, wealth creation is concerned. So just be mindful of not trying to prove yourself where your possessions, money matters, means and all that is concerned. Don't take up a project, financial project, or a side hustle, or whatever to make money just to prove your worth. Just be mindful of that energy, because Mars in the second house can become very egoistic about generating money, about possessing, about building wealth, can get obsessed with possessions, objects of attachments, and all that. And there can be conflict during this time as well due to possessions, ownership, all that. So just be mindful of this energy. And also, there's a tendency of buying during this time, purchasing, and this can be impulsive buying. So just be mindful of this energy in your second house, because if you are buying and spending money without thinking, you can end up in a financial crisis. So definitely spending habit needs to be curbed during this time, and any desire of excess or luxurious things or beautiful thing, possessing beautiful thing, must be curbed during this time, because when Mars goes retrograde on the 30th of October, then all these can really come back and really cause a lot of issues. Now, when Mars goes retrograde on the 30th of October until 12th January, there's a need to look at your resources, your money matters, your financial situation, and really understand what is lacking, where you need to organize your finances better or manage your finances better or utilize your resources better. So definitely there's a need to look at your money matters and your money making capabilities and reassess how you can create more financial stability, security for the future. So any plans and ideas or projects that you want to introduce, or any side hustle, anything where you want to make more money, needs to be reassessed during this time. So before you take the plunge in the next project, do reassess, do reevaluate, and see if that is the best use of resources, your talents, capabilities, your money, all that, whatever efforts, whatever you're putting in, the effort and the resources and all that, is it going to lead to a better future, more secure, more stable financial future? So if that's the case, then this is a great time to really engage in those activities going forward. And during the retrograde phase of Mars, there's also definitely a need to budget, because there's a huge possibility of large expenditure, impulsive purchase during this time, especially when it goes retrograde, because Mars is more internalized during this time, and just for ego satisfaction or to prove your personal worth, you may end up spending more money. So just be mindful of that energy and make a budget, have a financial strategy, have a financial plan to manage your money better. Now the retrograde Mars can also bring sudden reversal of any ideas, plans, project that you might have put in place while it was in a direct motion. So all these things can be reversed as well. So you may have started something and then you may decide that's not the best way forward, and you may change your mind. So that's definitely possible. And because second house is also the house of self-worth, a retrograde Mars can bring up suppressed feeling, hostility, or past issues, past pain related to your self-worth as well. So it's very important to release any past traumas, release any festering energy that may be holding you back, and liberate yourself and channel your energy more appropriately, more productively going forward to build your financial stability and security, Taurus. Geminis, for you, the transiting Mars is in your first house. So, Mars in Gemini is transiting your first house. Now, first house is the house of yourself, your self image, your personal priority, your destiny, how you appear, your appearance, mannerism, your plans, your life path, and all that. Now, when Mars transits the first house, you are very assertive, you are very grounded as well, and you have a lot of energy at your disposal. You have many plans because Mars in Gemini is about versatility, flexibility, having diversified interest, having diverse interest, and all that. Now, in your first house, you're very enterprising, you're very interested in making things happen for yourself. And with Gemini energy, it's all about communication and connection. So here, Mars is going to make you very social. You are going to be able to communicate as you want to, very impressive communication. You can make an impact on other people as well. Now, Mars is all about energy, direct action. It's assertiveness, but it's also aggression. So here there may be a tendency to be less patient as well. So that can lead to aggression as well, or temper. So just be mindful of that energy as well, especially when Mars is in a direct motion. All these energy can be outward focused, very externalized. So you may come across a bit combative as well, overly assertive and very agile, very physically active as well during this time. Now, Geminis, this is perfect time to also make progress. So if you got anything that you're working on or anything that you want to introduce, this is a great time to do that. You are very much in control of what you want to do. You understand what you want to do as well during this time. So it's the best time to really make progress and really move things forward. Now, first house is the energy of the self. It's about yourself, your leadership qualities, your own skill, your own assertion, your own persona. So, Mars here can also help you to move forward without anybody else's help as well. You can really do things on your own if you are focused, if you are able to zero down on the projects or ideas, plans, interests, whatever you have, because Mars in Geminis can be scattered brain as well. So in order to be effective, you need to have small and measurable goals in order to move forward. So definitely it's a great time while Mars is in a direct motion, Geminis, to move things forward. You're very communicative, you're willing to connect as well, and you want things to move forward. Because while Mars was in your 12th house, just before it entered Gemini, that may have been a bit of a slow kind of period, delays, restriction. You may have felt all these during that time. But as soon as it enters your first house, this is time to move forward and really make things happen. Now, on the 30th of October, Mars will turn retrograde until 12th January 2023. Now, Mars in a retrograde motion can cause a sudden reversal of your ideas, plan, passion, ambitions, goal, projects, and all that. So, in the first house, it could be anything that you were planning while it was in direct motion. Now, it can be to do with your health, your body image, your personality, your look, mannerism, or maybe some project that you're starting, or you got an idea, plan, business idea, whatever that might be that you wanted to introduce and you were working on that. There may be a sudden reversal or change of mind when Mars goes retrograde, because when Mars is retrograde, it's internalized. When Mars is direct, it's externalized, the energy is outward. But when it's in a retrograde motion, you are going within, you're reassessing, reevaluating all the decisions that you made while Mars was in direct motion. So during this time with the retrograde Mars, any suppressed feeling, and this can be feelings of hostility, frustration, issues, past pain, anything, or even positive feelings from the past that was suppressed, will bubble up to the surface. So there's a need to use this unresolved energy or anger and turn it into something positive, something constructive. So this is a good time to reassess, because there can be a lot of frustration because you want to move things forward, but things may just stop. It may feel like things are not going anywhere. It may feel stuck. So you may struggle to get anything done during this time while it's in a retrograde motion. You may be really putting in a lot of effort, resources, all that, and still things are not moving. So it can lead to frustration. So there is definitely need to be more patient, more calm during this time, and really have more self-control, because there can be situation which leads to conflict and confrontation during this time, and there's a need to take a more practical approach to your issues and not be aggressive or take personal targets during this time. So definitely by going within during this time, you will get the answers. And there's also need to keep working hard whatever you're working hard on, and change perspective as well. If something is not working, maybe there's a need to look at things in a different way. So definitely anything that is stuck, that's holding you back, there's a need to release that. And by releasing this, you will be liberating yourself, and then you can channel your energy and focus on whatever you're doing more appropriately. And any kind of energy, unresolved energy, anger or festering energy that's holding you back, there's a need to release that and be more productive going forward, Geminis. Cancer, for you, the Mars in Gemini will be transiting your 12th house. Now, 12th house is the house of subconscious pattern, your spiritual growth, your past patterns, past habits, your alone time, isolation, retreat, and all that. So, when Mars enters your 12th house, this is the time to reevaluate and reassess your life goals. So, the direction that you want to take going forward. This is a great time to look into those matters. Now, during this time, any past patterns or old habits may surface during this time, especially if it's related to subconscious pattern, emotional baggage, or past pain. So just be mindful of that energy as well. And you may also want to spend more time by yourself in isolation or in private or in the privacy of your home, where you don't want to be seen by other people. You want to withdraw from other people during this time, and you want to work by yourself as well. So it's a private time. These 7 months, you'll feel a little bit more focused on your own personal energy and would want to work behind the scene during this time. Now, Mars in 12th house can also indicate low energy. So it's very important to take rest, take a break, don't overextend yourself during this time. Allow yourself some rest during this time, and also, catch up on your sleep, because during this time, your dream state may be very vivid as well. Now, since it's a 12th house energy and Mars in 12th house can also kind of stall or delay any kind of projects that you may have started recently. So, it's a good time to reassess and really look at matters that you're dealing with during this time. Now, this is really a good opportunity to reassess your path, because things can become a little bit more clear during this time, especially if you apply your intuition. So this may be a time less of reasoning and more of, intuition, your gut instinct. So your intuition may steer you in the right direction during this time. So any opportunity that may come during this time, this is a good time to really consider them and take your time to decide what you want to do going forward. Don't rush your decision during this time. Now it is a 7 months period in your 12th house, so it's a quite an extended period in 12th house, so you need to remain a bit more cautious during this time. Don't rush your decision, and if you want to change direction, this is a good time to research, reflect, reevaluate, reassess whatever goals and ambitions you have, Cancer. Now, on the 30th of October, Mars will turn retrograde until January 2022, until 12th January. So, when Mars turns retrograde in your 12th house, you can experience frustration, blockages, and you may not know where all this feeling is coming from, because it can be hidden feelings or subconscious pattern or past pattern that is causing you these frustrations, or it could be from hidden sources as well that may not be visible or clear during this time, and it can really drain on your energy. And that's why Mars in 12th house can feel low in energy, because it's draining on your vital energy during this time. So definitely this is time to take a break and connect with your spiritual side as well. Retreat, do yoga, meditation. If that's helpful, go out in nature, even by seaside on the beach. Connect with the sea and water energy, and that will help you relax as well if you're feeling anxious and frustrated during this time, because Mars in Gemini, which is a mutable sign, you can feel a bit confused and scattered as well. Now 12th house energy is the Pisces energy, so it can create some kind of confusion or delusion regarding what you want to do. And with this retrograde Mars in 12th house, you can definitely feel scattered and you can feel a bit challenged regarding how to spend your time, energy, your resources during this time. And that can really add to the confusion during this time. Even though you're putting a lot of effort in deciding what you want to do, things may feel stuck, especially during the retrograde period from 30th of October 2022 until 12th January 2023. So it's very important to be more careful, more cautious, and slow yourself down while making any decisions. And don't rush any decision. If you're not able to make the right decision during this time, you can't put off making any decision to a later time. And do trust your instinct during this time, because a retrograde Mars in the 12th house has a tendency to make you doubt yourself. So definitely slow yourself down, retreat. If you don't have if you don't have enough information about the decisions you're trying to make, to start some things, a new project, or whatever you want to start, a new plan, a new business, a new health regime, anything, whatever you want to move forward. If you're not able to make that decision, if you don't have all the answers, you can take things slowly, Cancer, during this time. Leos, for you, the Mars in Gemini will be transiting your 11th house. Now, 11th house is a house of social circle, group activities, teamwork, organizational activities, collaborative work. It's a house of your professional gains, your hopes and wishes, and future plans. So, when Mars in the sign of Gemini enters the 11th house, this is a great time for group work, cooperative work, coming together to achieve a goal. And you will definitely have all sorts of idea and energy level as well to engage in group activities. You really want to be part of a group, lead a group as well during this time, and you are definitely very enthusiastic about achieving your goals, group goals. So it's a good time to socialize, network, connect with people. Now just be mindful of not upsetting anybody around or stepping on others toes to get ahead during this time, because because definitely with 11th house energy, it's all about being part of a group rather than standing out, Leos. Now Leos, you're all about shining your own light, leading, and standing out. But during this time, there's a major emphasis on working on projects where group work is appreciated or is encouraged, and you are part of the group and you're working towards a common goal, not individual goal during this time. And with Mars in the 11th house, you may also feel a little bit overloaded with responsibilities, work responsibility, group responsibilities, and all that. So that will help you to give your best, whatever the best that would help you to project yourself, or offer your skills and capabilities, and you will come into focus, and other people around you will definitely appreciate your efforts. Now, 11th house is the house of professional gains as well, your hopes and wishes and future plans. So now, as Mars enters your 11th house, things will start to move forward for you. Now, all the efforts that you have been putting regarding your profession, career, business, and all that, you will start to see results, outcomes when Mars is in direct motion. So, this is a really good time to push forward, whatever group activities you have, or whatever creative work, group work you are involved in, or whatever, services you have to offer, if it's a online kind of service, social media, because Gemini is related to social media, online, kind of activity, digital related activities. So if you're offering a service during this time, you will be definitely recognized during this time. Your strength, your capability, skills will be recognized during this time. You will be valued during this time, and people will come to you for your services. So your energy level is going to be really high because things have started to turn your way going forward, Leos. Now, Mars turns retrograde on the 30th of October until 12th January 2023. So, during this retrograde period, you may be less confident or less assertive in your group work, or in your social circle, or in the collaborative work, or with colleagues and all that. So during this time your willpower may take a back seat, so there would be a need to step up and reclaim your position during this time, and be part of the group, engage with group more. You may withdraw from group activities as well during the retrograde phase of Mars. So definitely there would be a need to be actively involved in the group activities, or whatever group work, or the work you're doing with your colleagues, or any organization or collaborative work. So definitely there would be need to connect and engage more with the group, but you may feel a bit less assertive during this time. Now, the other thing that can happen with this Mars retrograde in your 11th house is everybody starts to work for themselves. They're focused on their own goals, own agendas, and nobody is willing to help each other, or support each other during this time. So the group activity may not go as well as it could go when everybody is working together. So that may upset the progress because everybody is working on their own goals during this time. So the important thing is to just, see things a bit differently, change your perspective. If things are not working out with others during this time, there's just need to resolve any group issues in a more sensible, calm way during this time. And there's a need to reassess your goals as well in group activities, or collaborative activities, or organizational, or if you are presenting yourself to an audience, social media or online audience, there's need to look at your plans, your goals in a new way going forward. And the important thing is to just keep working hard, and you will see the results move going forward, most definitely. So don't burn any bridges during this time, and just focus on the work at hand. Even though you may not get complete help, even though if even even though the colleagues may not be completely helpful during this time, but when Mars goes direct after 12th January 23, then things will start to fall in place, and any kind of group issues will be resolved going forward after that. So the retrograde Mars will also bring to surface any kind of suppressed or repressed energy or frustration regarding group matters, or group activities, or any patterns that is not helping you grow. So this is good time to liberate yourself from any kind of mental blockages regarding working in group, or how to connect with a team, how to perform in a team during this time, and release any kind of past way of functioning or any festering energy, and focus on what the goal is going forward. Work hard, and that way you will be able to be more productive, and focus your energy appropriately going forward, Leos. Virgos, for you, the transit of Mars in the sign of Gemini occurs in your 10th house, in your career house. So Mars here is going to really make you very ambitious, and you really want to go after your goals. You want to climb up that career ladder, you want to take on more responsibilities, and you really want to, accomplish and you really want to accomplish your goals and be recognized for it as well. So you have that deep desire, that passion, that ambition to get ahead professionally during this time. Now, this is a great time also to become self employed or start your own business or start your own project during this time, because the energy of Mars is great, especially in the 10th house. Is great time to start your own business. Now, Gemini is a mutable sign, so you may have several ideas, several plans to start. So you may have different business ideas, or what you want to do going forward, whatever you want to start, whatever career activities you want to engage yourself in. So it's very important to narrow it down, because Mars in Gemini is very versatile, very flexible, but can also be very scattered brain and hence ineffective if you're not able to zero down on your the plans and goals that you have. So it's a good idea to have small and measurable goals in order to achieve and use this Mars energy more effectively going forward. Virgos. Now, with Mars entering your 10th house, all the efforts that you have been putting, all the work that you have been putting will start to yield result. You will start to see the outcome where your career matters is concerned. So you have a lot of energy, you're very focused, and you want to make things happen. So you're very committed, very focused towards any project, and you definitely want to be successful going forward. So this is a great time to also trust yourself, be confident, have the self belief that you can do well, you can perform well, and other people will also notice you, especially authority figure or decision makers will definitely see your confidence, and this can get you noticed and also get you promotion or better opportunities, or climbing up that career ladder. So definitely it's a great time to connect with people who can help you climb up that career ladder or improve your career chances. Or if you're starting a business, network with people who can help you build your business going forward. Now, Mars will turn retrograde on the 30th of October until January 12, 2023. Now, when Mars turns retrograde in the sign of Gemini in your 10th house, you may encounter some kind of blockages or frustration regarding your career matter or regarding your ambition, whatever goals, the business goals or career goals, professional goals that you have. You may encounter some kind of blockages, or the progress that you want to make is slowed down or is delayed during this time. So this is a good time to reassess or revisit your career goals, your career strategy, how you want to move forward. So this is a good time to look deeper into it. Also, just be mindful, Virgos, that a retrograde Mars has a tendency to suddenly reverse your plans, goals, your ambitions, whatever you have, whatever you've been planning until now, may you may completely decide not to go that path during this time. So you just need to look at things in a different perspective and just be ready for these kind of changes. Now, the retrograde Mars in the 10th house can also bring can also bring repressed frustration or past pains or hostility to surface. So you have to be calm and collected during this time when dealing with, colleagues or work related issues, or career related issues or business related issues, business partnership related issues, and all that during this time. So it's very important, especially where communication is concerned, because Mars in Gemini is all about communication, and in your career house you may have these verbal outbursts. So you need to stay calm, be patient, stay focused, and not get involved in these kind of work politics, office politics during this time. Because this retrograde Mars has a tendency to make the environment very competitive. Now, you are feeling very competitive yourself, and you may feel the people around you, your colleagues, are also, working towards their goals. They want to advance as well. So, if you've got a position that you want to be promoted to, you may have competition during this time, and you may have to compete with that. So, there can be conflicts or confrontation as well during this time. So it's important to not take things personally or not get personal during this time. If there are any issues, tackle the issue, the problem, and not the person during this time. And just remain careful and not burn bridges and not ruin relationship during this time, because it's a very combative Mars, and in the 10th house, it's all about career matters, competition, confrontation, conflicts, and all. There's a tendency to be stubborn and, really, go after what you want as well. You're very ambitious, very goal oriented during this time, but you can also have this fighting spirit, or, this assertive spirit that can get out of hand. So just be mindful of that energy, and it's better to channel this energy constructively and reassess your life goals and career strategy. And when it goes direct on the 12th of January 2023, then you'll be able to focus your energy better regarding regarding your career matters and what you want, going forward, or goes. Libras, for you, the Mars in Gemini transit occurs in your ninth house. Now, ninth house is a house of your belief system, your philosophy, your traveling needs, learning needs, your knowledge, your wisdom, new opportunities, new territories, exploring, expanding your horizon, and all that. Now, when Mars transits this house in the sign of Gemini, you're very enthusiastic, very bold, and even a bit restless in terms of your energy, because you're really excited about new ideas, new territories, new opportunities. You want to explore new ways of doing things, new ways of learning, new ways of exploring. You want an adventure during this time. So, whatever ideas that's going on in your mind, whether it's to study something new, go for higher studies, try out new subjects, new areas of interest, or just the way you think and perceive your belief system and all that as well. So you are definitely very enthusiastic, very bold about these things, and you may be excessively opinionated as well during this time. And really, you can really fight for your viewpoint during this time. So you have this energy around this time, definitely with the ninth house energy. Now, ninth house is also the house of new opportunities, new territories, adventure, trying out new things, having many strategy, many ideas to work upon. And Gemini sign is about communication, connection. It's about business dealings. It's about, negotiation, contracts. It's about, networking and connecting with people. So you may have different strategy, different ideas regarding all these matters. Now, if you have been juggling with too many ideas regarding what to take on, which ideas to go for, which projects to take on, whether it's in terms of expanding your horizon or learning or traveling, whatever that might be, this Mars entering ninth house is going to give you a better understanding. And this Mars will make you mentally switched on to take the right decision. So, whatever plan strategy you have for growth, for future growth, whether it's personal growth, financial growth, whatever ideas you want, whatever you're working upon, or whatever you're learning about, during this time, you will have the chance to really invest all your energy into this, and you're very focused and driven. So it's very important to channel your energy constructively. Have small measurable goals, something that you can easily streamline and work upon to make things happen. So decide on a few ideas and really shortlist what you find best and what you really resonate best with, and try to make some real progress, movement with the with your inner creativity, inner drive, ambition, and all that passion, your own value system, how you perceive things, how you see things, the bigger picture, and all that. So you're definitely glued to the bigger picture during this time, and there's a need to really streamline your effort, really have measurable goals in order to achieve this big goal, big future that you aspire to achieve, Libras. So it's a good time to take a look at things differently, whether it's through traveling, learning, exploring, expanding, taking that trip, and or connecting with people, being interacting with new people, whether it's from local environment or even abroad, distant places. This is a good time to be more future focused, concentrate and strategize your future growth, and really expand your horizon, both physical and mental as well. This is a great time also to take a trip. If you've been putting off a trip for some time, this is a great time to take that trip, and it will open up your mind as well. It might give you new ideas as well regarding how to go forward. So it's a really great time to get organized, and really you will achieve a lot. Now, on the 30th of October, Mars is going to go retrograde in the sign of Gemini in your ninth house. Now, when Mars goes retrograde, the energy of Mars is internalized. Now, when it is direct, it's externalized, but when it's retrograde, it becomes internalized and more reactive. So you need to watch out for any kind of verbal outburst, or frustration creeping in, or any kind of hostility or past pain that may surface during this time as well, especially related to your own perception, your belief system, or your environment as well, your surrounding. So it's a good time to get organized in order to achieve anything, because you may want to get a lot done during this time because you got so many ideas, but you may feel held back due to this retrograde energy of Mars, because Mars is our energy, it's our direct energy, it's about taking action. And when that turns retrograde, things may slow down or get delayed, and it can lead to frustration. So it's very important to be focused, keep working hard, keep pressing on, and see things differently. If you are not able to find solution in your usual way of thinking, there's a need to have a change of perspective and see things differently, even experiment with different ways of doing things to achieve, and look at the big picture. That's most important. Do focus on the detail, but also look at the big picture. So there's a need for balance, but don't go overboard with overthinking, and do zero down on what you want to do, whether it's one idea or two ideas, and work on those ideas, focus on it, and really focus on your future growth, future plan, wherever you need to go. So the retrograde energy may internalize the energy and may slow things down, but once it turns direct on the 12th of January, then things will start moving again. So use the retrograde phase to release any festering energy, or anything that is holding you back, anything that is stuck. So this would be a good time to liberate yourself from these energy and channel your energy in a more appropriate way, in a more productive way going forward, Libras. Scorpios, for you, the Mars in Gemini transit occurs in your eighth house. Now, eighth house is the house of shared values, shared finances, shared resources, coming together for mutual gains, intimate bonds, and all that. So when Mars enters your eighth house, there is a lot of buildup of energy regarding your jointly held property or money matters, financial matters, your values, your possessions, and all that, and also your intimate bonds as well. So there can be a lot of ego conflicts around these matter with the eighth house energy. Now, Mars here is definitely going to make you more strategic, more enthusiastic, more driven regarding your financial matters. So you're definitely very much interested, very driven, very passionate about building resources together during this time, or understanding the psychology of human interaction, or people around you, what makes them click, the action that they take, the psychological motivations, and all that. So all these matter definitely is going to be at forefront for you. So any course of action that you take during this time, it will be even more successful if you take through the support of other people. Maybe you can rely on them, or ask their support, or give support to other people as well during this time, especially the ones who might need your help financially. So this is a good time to engage in these activities, and you may have a lot of ideas as well how to build resources together. So you'll definitely have many ideas to generate resources, wealth, property, possessions, and all that, especially when combined with other people. Now, until Mars entered your eighth house, you may have felt a kind of a lack of support from other people, especially when it was in your seventh house. There may have been conflicts and confrontation. But now, as it moves in the eighth house, things will start to change a little bit. Even though Mars in eighth house is still a very intense energy, but here, if you are disciplined, if you stick to a plan, if you're focused on a single idea project, then you can achieve a lot. So it's very important to be focused and put in the effort, and really eliminate anything that is not important, and really get really focused on what you want to achieve. And it's also important to have small and measurable goals to achieve the success in future, especially the financial success that you want in your life, or financial goals that you have going forward. So it's very important for you to commit to a goal, and also look at things differently. If things are not working out, there's a need to change your perspective and look at things differently in a different way to find a solution. Now, on the 30th of October, Mars is going to go retrograde in your eighth house until January 12th. 2023. So when Mars goes retrograde, the energy is turned inwards. Now, when it was direct, it's more externalized and outward focused, but when it's retrograde, it's internalized and it's a bit more reactive in energy. So any plans, ideas that you might have had or you might be working upon, there might be a sudden reversal on all those energies. So you may suddenly give up on an idea that sounded very good before it turned retrograde, and you may want to see things differently or focus on something else during this time or focus on a different ideas during this time. So definitely that's a possibility as well. Now, the most important thing during this time is to remain honest, not just with yourself but also with the other people in your life, especially if there is a financial connection. So whether it's business partnership or your spouse or anybody you're working together to build resources. So it's very important to remain honest with themselves and with yourself as well during this time. And during Mars's retrograde phase, it's very important to take care of your money matters as well, because there's a possibility of getting in a financial crisis, especially if you're borrowing money or lending money during this time. There may be some kind of issues you may be taken advantage of or something like that. So it's very important to not take money from others, even bank. If you're applying for loan from a bank, just think about it, focus it, and just sit on it instead of making a rushed decision. It's also important to take your time while Mars is in retrograde motion to sign up on anything or take a loan out or whatever you want, or whatever you're planning. While Mars is retrograde, you may be reactive, so you may suddenly decide to take the plunge. But the best thing to do is to not take the plunge impulsively, because it can really backfire. So during this time, you may find that it's very difficult to make progress, especially in your financial matters, joint finances, and all that. And whatever you want to achieve, your goals and ambitions, whatever you have, whatever future plans or future growth plans you have, financial growth, it's all kind of stuck and is not moving anywhere. So all the plans may not go anywhere. So it's important to look at the long term goals and the bigger picture, and even look at ways of doing things differently. Maybe you'll come up with a better idea. So definitely it's important to look deeply. Also, this is a good time to consult it with other people you trust. Have honest conversation regarding that, regarding your resources or building resources, whatever partnership you have. This is a good time to engage in conversation as well and share ideas as well, especially people you trust. So Mars in Gemini in your eighth house can definitely cause ego conflicts regarding property matters and money matters. So it's very important to recognize what is the best way forward for you, and in a calm, more patient way, go on that path to your financial abundance, or whatever you are trying to achieve financially or building resources jointly. So it's very important to use this Mars and Gemini in your eighth house energy to channel your focus, um, your energy in a way that you are more productive and you're able to release any festering energy that may be holding you back. So it's very important to release yourself from stuck energy and liberate yourself so that you can take those action you want to take regarding your financial matters going forward, Scorpios. Sagittarius, for you, the Mars in Gemini transit occurs in your seventh house. It's your opposite sign. So, your house of partnership, relationship, social interaction, one to one interaction is highlighted during these 7 months. So, when Mars, which is a planet of energy, direct action, assertiveness, aggression, leadership, ambition, passion, enters your house of relationship, there's a lot of enthusiasm, liveliness, a lot of conflict and confrontation also that can happen in your relationship. So your partnership, and this can be personal or business either way, may suffer from ego conflicts, and dealing with people during this time may be challenging, Sagittarius. So it's very important to use your energy to work a bit more cooperatively, connecting with people, finding solution to problems rather than, worrying about problems and making it bigger than it is. So it's very important during this time, even though it may be difficult, to be patient. It's very important to remain calm when dealing with issues, especially relationship or partnership related issues. So here you may be connecting with people to start a business or getting involved with somebody in a business partnership. So here you may need someone's help in order to do what you want to do during this period, the 7 months period. Now, when it's in retrograde phase, this is a very dynamic, very lively, very upbeat time. So here, this is a great time to connect with people. If you want to start a business, or you think about business, or want to write a business plan, or whatever you want to negotiate, uh, or strike a deal during this time, this is a great time to pitch your project and whatever business idea you have during this time, and connect with like-minded people who can really help you achieve what you want to achieve. So working together during this time is definitely going to yield you results. So it's a good transit for coming together to in order to so it's a good transit for coming together in order to move forward. And it's also a good time to reinvent yourself, especially your business plan or business ideas, and do things in a different way, and also have something to fall back on in case your original plan does not work. Now, on the 30th of October, Mars is going to turn retrograde until 12th January 2023. Now, when Mars turns retrograde, the energy of Mars is internalized, and it can be very reactive as well. So here they can be confrontation, conflicts, or arguments within relationship or with your partner. And this is again both personal or business. It can be either way. So it's very important to reevaluate your situation, reassess what you are trying to achieve, and not just yourself get involved in the conflict. So it's very important to hold yourself back and make a point, take your stand, assert yourself, whatever your needs are, whatever your needs are, whatever your goals are. But don't become combative or get into a conflict that can turn ugly. So definitely there's a need to remain calm with this Mars retrograde energy. Now, generally during this time, Sagittarius, for you it may feel as if everybody around is combative, wants a fight, or is frustrated, or is hostile, and all this is not helping you make progress. Communication during this time can be especially challenging. So, if you want to communicate or even want to have honest conversation with people in order to resolve or reconcile differences, it may be challenging to sit down and resolve matter, have that conversation to move things forward. So it may be difficult during this time because past issues in relationship, or or buried issues in relationship can surface during this time. So it's very important to remain calm, do your work, stick to what you want to do. And also, if there is a need to see things in a different light or in a different way, in a new perspective, then this Mars retrograde energy is going to help you do that, because Mars retrograde is also about reassessing any kind of conflicting situation or conflicting relationship during this time. So definitely this is a good time to reassess and see what is working and what's not working, and where you can find a resolution in order to move forward. So definitely it's a good idea to release yourself from any stuck energies where relationship is concerned, and also the way you interact with other people as well needs to change. So if you're used to only focusing on your needs, this is a time when a balance is required, and there's a need to appreciate other people's effort in your life as well, and balance your expectation with other people's expectation as well. Because when you're able to do this, then you can channel your energy more appropriately, and you can release any festering energy within your relationship in order to become more productive within relationship, Sagittarius. So this Mars retrograde phase may be a bit difficult and challenging, but it's also a good time to reassess where you stand in relationship, what you expect in relationship, on what others expect of you as well. And when it goes direct on 12th January, then you'll be able to use this Mars energy in a more productive way, in a more passionate, energetic, direct way, in order to achieve your goals, whatever your partnership, business partnership, or relationship goals you have, Sagittarius. Capricorn, for you, the Mars in Gemini transit occurs in your sixth house. Now, when Mars transits your sixth house, Capricorn, you will have more energy to work and, your daily routine, your health habits, all those diet plans and exercise plans, all that you wanted to implement. You will be more energetic, more enthusiastic to implement these during this time. So, you definitely have a lot of enthusiasm during this time to move things forward. Now, sixth house is a work house and it's a service house. So here you may also be loaded with a lot of work. So you may be taking on a lot of work. Maybe it's various, maybe it's different kind of work. It may not be just your one job that you do, but you may be also interested in exploring other avenues because Gemini energy is about, being interested in too many ideas, wanting to take on too many projects. So this energy in your sixth house definitely gives you a large workload than usual, but also it gives you the capacity to be more productive during this time and make things happen, achieve things faster and with more enthusiasm. Now, just be aware of the quality over quantity approach. So, it's best to take on projects or work, extra projects or work that you want to work upon that are quality project rather than just have too many projects, to work upon and not giving any notice to what kind of work it is, what kind of effort it requires of you, and is it good for your health as well. Because if you're exerting too much, you're taking on too much workload, then it can definitely have a detriment effect on your health. So balance it out, what you work, how you work, and the kind of work you take with your health as well. So you have a lot of energy at your disposal during this time. You're very physically agile and active as well during this time. So it's a great time to really, start a exercise plan or diet plan, something to improve your health during this time. Now, Mars energy is very direct energy. It's full of passion, ambition, drive, but it also is about aggression. It's also about combativeness, leadership, and all that. So during this time in your sixth house, while Mars is transiting, you may find it difficult to work with others, especially your colleagues. The daily work environment may be difficult to handle. So there may be some colleagues or co-workers during this time that are difficult to handle, and this can cause disputes, conflicts, confrontation during this time. So it's very important to not get frustrated and stay calm and resolve any issues with a calm mind and not get carried away with this energy, the Mars energy in your sixth house that can easily make you restless. Along with this excess energy of Mars in your sixth house can also come anger, frustration, and just general restlessness, and that can lead to doing something that you may not want to do. So definitely that is something to watch out for. But Mars in sixth house is a great position to achieve, to be more productive, more useful, and get as much done, because Mars here for 7 months is perfect time to get things ticked off your checklist, and really anything that was on the back burner that you were not dealing with, this is a good time to bring all that forward and check it off your list. So Mars here in your sixth house will also help you plan your day, structure your day, any daily routine that was haywire or was not streamlined. This Mars will give you that energy to have a proper structure in your daily routine, your daily life, and that will help you achieve success with this Mars energy in your sixth house. Now, on the 30th of October, Mars will go retrograde until 12th January 2023. Now, when Mars goes retrograde in your sixth house, the energy of Mars is internalized. So, during this time, there may be a serious issue of structuring your day, organizing your day. Because if you don't structure your day during this time, you may be overwhelmed with the amount of work that's coming your way during this time. So it's very important to organize that and also again focus on the quality over quantity approach, even during the Mars retrograde period, and especially during this time because the energy of Mars is internalized and it may be more difficult to handle during this time. So if you want to remain productive, so in order to remain productive, this is a good time to review your workload, what you're taking on, the project you're involved in, the work you're involved in, So this is a good time to really reevaluate and reassess and organize your day in order to handle everything. So definitely with this retrograde Mars energy, there's a need to take practical approach and have small measurable goals which can be attainable if you have a plan in place, and this will help you avoid any kind of frustration which can come with this retrograde Mars energy, because when Mars turns retrograde, it has the tendency to suddenly reverse any plans, ideas, ambitions, goals, whatever you had planned while Mars was in a direct motion. It can really turn everything on its head. So it may not work. Your approach during its direct motion may not work while it's in a retrograde motion. So there's definitely need to streamline yourself, take practical approach, and really focus on quality over quantity during this time, because any kind of delays or limiting energy can really stress you up and really frustrate as well. And also the work environment and colleagues and all that may also be very difficult to handle. They may have temper issue themselves, they may have lack of self-control themselves during this time. So it's very important to handle this energy in a practical way so that you don't end up feeling exhausted, and you're able to achieve more, be more productive, and keep a calm mind as well. And when it goes direct on the 12th of January, then you'll be able to use this Mars energy to get more things done and achieve your goals going forward, Capricorn. Aquarius, for you, the Mars in Gemini transit occurs in your fifth house. Now, fifth house is the house of self expression, your creative expression, your passion projects, your solo projects, love, romance, your children, and all that. So when Mars enters your fifth house, you are very self-expressive. You have a lot of energy to express yourself, but the discipline or structure to creatively express yourself may be lacking because it is a Gemini energy. So you may feel a bit scattered where your self expression is concerned. Now, you have a lot of energy at your disposal during this time, most definitely. So you can engage in activities, fun activities, creative activities that may involve your children, hobbies, maybe sports, or your personal interest, whatever you like, whatever you desire, whatever touches your heart during this time. So this is going to be a good time to, put in effort to bring out your creative side more. Now, it is a very passionate time, most definitely. So there could be some kind of romantic activities, new love, or you putting more energy in, pleasurable activities, delightful activities, playful activities, and all that. So definitely that energy is most definitely there. Now, you will definitely come across very magnetic, very appealing as well during this time. Fifth house makes you very effective creatively. You are more affectionate, more expressive during this time. Now, it is Mars in Gemini energy. So Gemini is a mutable sign. So you may feel scattered as well and may not be able to zero down how to express or which passion projects or which creative projects to take up. So anything you want to do on a solo basis, you may struggle creatively during this time. So it's important to streamline your energy during this time and focus on a few things rather than too many things during this time. So it's very important to stay strong and focused in order to achieve the success or the way you want to express yourself, whatever that is. To achieve a success in that, it's very important to remain determined, focused, and just bring out your expressive side more, and focus on a few things rather than too many things. So that's very important. Now Mars in fifth house, which is a very happy energy kind of house, will bring out your positive side of life as well. So you will see things in a positive light. So anything that you're passionate about, and that can be anything, you're feeling a bit more passionate regarding those matters. So it's a good idea to engage in things you love rather than doing things out of obligation. Now, on the 30th of October, Mars is going to go retrograde in your fifth house until 12th January 2023. So Mars will be in retrograde motion. Now, when Mars is a retrograde, the energy is internalized, so it can be reactive. Now, when it's in a direct motion, it's more externalized, more outward focused. But when it's in a retrograde motion, it has a tendency to reverse any plans, ideas, projects, passion projects, ambition, goals, whatever you might be planning on while Mars was direct, it may go through a sudden reversal. So you may change your mind. So you may change your mind and you may feel creatively blocked as well during this time. So during this time, it's very important to manage your energy better, and the expressive energy, the creative energy that you have, it's better to let it flow during this time rather than control it and be a bit rigid about it. So let this energy flow. Now it is a mutable sign, Gemini is a mutable sign, so the best approach would be to relax and see what happens and how things happen. So it's a good period to also lower your expectation creatively. Now you may be wanting to express a lot, but during the retrograde phase it's important to approach the change in energy, changes the Mars energy situation in a more practical way, and really more focused way. So go within for answers and to find the right solution. If you're feeling low in energy or you're feeling tired during this time, it's very important to stick to what you can do, put in the hard work in what you can, focus on a few plans, strategize your move, and work on the a few ideas that you have. Focus is very important during this time, and in order to stay upbeat, it's very important not to expect too much and get disappointed. So have few expectations or few goals during this time, or few ideas that you're working upon, and really put in effort in those areas. And once Mars goes direct on the 12th of January, then you can bring out all the ideas and work on or move things forward. So whatever you have been working and reassessing and reevaluating during the retrograde Mars phase, this is a great time to start or and get things moving. So any startup or creative projects, or business, creative business, or whatever you are trying to work upon during this time, things will flow easier after that, and you will have possibility of success going forward, Aquarius. Pisces, for you, the Mars in Gemini transit occurs in your fourth house. Now, fourth house is the house of your home and family environment, your emotional and physical foundation. So when Mars enters your fourth house, you have a lot of energy regarding home related matters. So any kind of domestic projects or activities, and this could be dealing with family members or doing some home improvements, you will be very energetic regarding these matters. Now it's a good idea to use your instinct as well in case logic doesn't work during this time, because fourth house is a natural Cancer house, and it's all about your sense of belonging, your sense of security, your sense of stability. So whatever you find security, stability in, that's where you need to exert your energy, and you might have to use your instinct to go about. So definitely you may also be a bit defensive and protective about your energy or your home environment, family environment. So you're definitely working hard during this time to feel more secure, and there may be some kind of family responsibility to take over during this time, because Mars in fourth house is a lot of energy, enthusiasm around home matters, but it can also cause conflicts and confrontation in home environment as well. So watch out for that energy as well. So there can be oppositions regarding people opinion, or there can be disputes, family related disputes, or just your home environment, or it could be property related disputes as well. It doesn't have to be family members related dispute, it can be property related disputes, and you may have to focus on maybe house repairs or redecorating, or just around house matters, property matters, real estate matters. So those can also surface during this time. So it's important to take things slowly and focus on small and measurable goals during this time. This is not the time to work out a bigger picture. This is time to really focus on small details, especially regarding your home matters, your sense of stability, security, your sense of belonging, property matters, and all that. So that's what the focus is during this time. So it's very important to filter out anything that is unimportant and focus on what is truly important, and and use your inner resolve and inner strength to resolve matters, especially if there are conflicts and confrontation regarding home environment, family members, your own emotional self as well. If there are any emotional baggage to overcome, this is a good time to really focus on small things rather than worrying about, bigger picture or, matters that is out of your hand. Now, Pisces, on the 30th of October, Mars is going to go retrograde in your fourth house until 12th January 2023. So when Mars is in a retrograde motion, the energy of Mars is internalized. So it's a little bit reactive. Now, when it was in a direct motion, you may have had a lot of plans, ideas around your home environment or family members. But when it turns retrograde on the 30th of October, there may be a sudden reversal of any goals, plans, ideas regarding home environment, family members, property matters, and all that. So just be mindful of that energy, because you may change your mind after that, or take a different course of action regarding home matters. So it's very important also to contain your frustration or anger towards people you live with, because a retrograde Mars is reactive and can lead to anger on your side as well. So it's important to not let any festering energy get out of hand, and it is better to practice compassion, kindness, generosity in your home environment, even if it is a bit difficult and you don't feel like. But in order to handle this retrograde Mars energy, it's better to remain calm and redirect all this excessive energy towards maybe completing a home project, a DIY project, or home improvement, or decoration, whatever you want to do. So it's better to redirect all this excessive Mars energy to doing something constructive, something productive. So, in order to make the best use of this Mars energy, Pisces, it's very important to plan and structure your day. So, whatever goals and ambition you have regarding your home environment, your family members, real estate, your own emotional self, it's a good idea to plan and structure and work hard and remain focused. Even if things get out of hand or seem not to work out the way you want it to work out, but just stay focused and keep working hard, and you will get there, Pisces. So definitely with this Mars energy in your fourth house, a lot of patience is needed. And if there are any kind of issues that keep popping up during this time, it's important to, overcome these issues by remaining calm, redirecting your energy, staying compassionate, kind. Otherwise, you can feel that whatever you want to implement is thrown off course during this time, and especially by other people or other people's action or your family members. So just be mindful of this energy, and it does last for a good 7 months. So there's a need to, see things differently, in a different perspective. So the way you think or the way you do things currently, there may be a need to change that perspective in order to be more effective, more productive in your home environment, and to find that sense of stability, security, and belonging, Pisces.